That was my friend. And me and Sugar a la Coco, I would sit there and sip it. Sometimes put my little finger out. I don't think I ever did that, but I should have. It was, and be thankful for another day. I'm Eric Hollenbeck. Welcome to Tales from the Ox. Hi, folks. I'd like to tell you a story today. A story about my military service. 3 or 4 years ago, we got with a playwright, and he wrote a play based on a book that I wrote, my tour in Vietnam. I'm in this picture. That's my sergeant, Sergeant Baldwin, and if you look between his arms, you'll see my radio antenna. That's me. That guy's got his hand on my shoulder. I'm talking to the helicopter, and I'm bringing the helicopter down for Sergeant Baldwin. And I spent my entire tour in Vietnam, in the jungles of Vietnam. We never came out, ever. That meant that we ate C-rations and LURPs. In this play, one of the things that I talked about was cooking with C-4. Now, C-4, folks, is plastic explosives. That's the one you see in the movies where they go up against the vault with this wad of white plastic. They shove it on and stick it onto the vault and then put a cap in it and run away and hide. And and it blows the door of the vault off. Well, that's exactly right. The play went on. The play was a terrific success here locally. In fact, they ran it 2 times. Each one had 9 showings, and they sold out every showing. So they 2 months later, they did it all over again. And it did the exact same thing, sold out every showing. So it was a great success. And I'd like to see it go farther. But the point being is this cooking with C4. That's what I'd like to tell you today. So first off, let's go to what it was like being in the jungle. That meant you carried everything on your back. We were 68 guys, that's it. Our whole company was 68 guys. That was 3 platoons, 1st platoon, 2nd platoon, 3rd platoon. Each platoon had 20 guys, and then there was this entourage around the company commander. 2 of those guys were demo guys, demolitions experts. They were crazy. And they carried C4. That's what they had in their packs. Along with 7 days worth of food, they had C4 in their packs. And every 7 days, or when we would need it for medevacs and whatnot, they would go up to the trees, pack C4 around trees in the jungle, touch them off, blow the trees out of the way, and make a LZ, a landing zone. Those guys were certifiably insane, as far as I'm concerned. But like I said, they carried C4. But I carried the radio, and I had the highest trading stock in the entire company. Numero uno was Eric and the other 3 radiomen. And that was the plastic bags that my batteries came in. And can you see how heavy plastic that is? Really heavy plastic. This is not one of them, but it's very, very close. Extremely close to the right size, right shape, and the thickness. All radiomen carried another. You always carried a spare battery, and I always carried two. Because I always thought to myself, Ben, that somebody's going to get a dead battery, and it'll be me. So it was just, I carried three. So we had bags all the time. And they were the perfect size and heft for all of the guys to put their letters from home, their Bible, and any other things that had to stay dry. Because there was no staying dry in the jungle. Everything got wet. That's why the battery bags were so incredibly important, to keep something dry. Because it was your one way of keeping things dry. Because these things closed up again. So I would go to the demo guys, the crazy guys, and they wanted to trade with the other 68 guys. And I would say, I'll trade you bags for C-4. So I always had a little brick of C-4. I carried C-4 all the time. Now let's talk about what we ate. So every 7 days, the demo guys would blow this landing zone, and the choppers would come in and drop food off and leave, and then we'd divvy the food up. They brought two kinds of food. C-rations came in these boxes right here. See, that's a box of C-rations. And LRRPs. And the LRRPs came in these bags. These are freeze-dried. No, nobody liked the LRRPs. They were only developed the year before. This is 1968. They were developed in 1967, these freeze-dried, to see how long they could keep troops out in the field. Everybody hated them, but I thought they were fine, and here's why. This is what came in the C-rations. This is what everybody wanted. Here's the pork, sliced cooked with juices. Here's crackers. Oh, crackers and candy. Here's applesauce to put on your pork or dip your pork sliced with juices in it. And here's peanut butter for the crackers and candy. And then they came with this accessory pack. So let's open this up. It's the one that hasn't been opened yet. We'll do this for the YouTube. So in your accessory pack, you got cream substitute. That's your creamer. Coffee to put, so you can put your creamer in it. Sugar to put in your coffee. We now have our coffee all made. Here's salt for these meals here. Even though they were salty, we ate salt like it was candy, absolute candy. You guys are going to think I'm kidding, but I'm not. It was so hot in the jungle And my whole tour, we got one change of clothes, one. And one time we had a really quiet LZ, and they brought change of clothes out to us. You could look at our uniforms and you could see every rib, front and back, had white salt caked on it. You could see the skeleton of every one of us. The salt was caked on our uniforms, coming out in sweat on our bodies. And no big deal, but the reason that we ate so much salt is that the Army told us, and I remember this, you can lose 2% of the salt in your body, and you're okay. You can lose 3% of the salt in your body, and you're sick. You lose 5% of the salt in your body, and you're dead. So all of a sudden, salt became really, really important. And so we ate this like candy, and we would get salt tablets, but then we could also put salt on our delicious pork slice cooked with juices. See, that's a good thing. And then we have toilet paper. Now look at that. Look at that wad of toilet paper. I'm telling you, look at that. That's great. Good for the Army. I've seen these open for the British troopers, paratroopers, and they get like 3 little slices of toilet paper. They gave us toilet paper. Yay, Army. We got matches. See, matches that'll light when they're wet. Says right on them. No, not soap, but you get it. And we got gum. We also got in these C-rations a 4-pack of cigarettes. And then the guys would trade cigarettes. See, I smoked a pipe, so I didn't care. About every 20 or 30 C-rations, be it one of these two, out of nowhere would come with a bag of Sir Walter Raleigh pipe tobacco. Well, everybody knew I was the only one in the company who smoked a pipe, and so I was flooded with tobacco. I had tobacco all the time. Easy peasy trade there. Oh, it came with this. See this little toothpick? That ain't a toothpick. That's a toothbrush. See how it's split right down the middle? Can you see that, Ben? Can you see how it's split right down the middle? It's not split all the way. So what you would do, and pointed like a toothpick, first you would use it like a toothpick. Then you would chew on it, on this end of it, to fray the wood out till it was all frayed out. Then you could brush your teeth and gums and stuff with the frayed out end. You could keep chewing on it, fray out more, chew on it, fray out more. See, the military is smart. A P-38, this is what we opened our cans with. Then we would get sternotabs. And sternotabs were about the size of an Alka-Seltzer tab, thicker, and All you had to do is touch the edge with a match, and they would sit there and burn and burn and burn with a blue flame. And you could take one of these cans, shorter one, this one, cut the top off with your P38, and then take your P38 and cut a little bit in the side, 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 and then bend those up. You could put that can on the ground. Now it's got airflow. Put the sternotab in it, put these cans on top of it, and that was your little stove. That's how you cook these. So each man was supposed to get 4 days worth of C-rations and 3 days worth of LRRPs. And the LRRPs were the freeze-dried. The Army didn't tell us why. They never said why you're supposed to get 4 days and 3 days, see? So now let's come over here to the LRRPs. Can you see that? That's a freeze-dried. This is pork with scallop potatoes. This is really, really top cabin. They had, I don't remember all the dishes for the C-rations because I ate all these. I remember spaghetti and meatballs. I remember now pork with scalloped potatoes. Chili con carne. I remember that one. Like the C-rations, there were like 4 or 5 variances that we would get. I just don't remember. That was too long ago. And then, and they came in these things. See the packet right here? That's all of this was stuffed in this packet. So it didn't have an auxiliary accessories pack. It was all just stuffed in there. Coffee, cocoa sometimes, not always. Sugar, creamer, that all goes together. Your little dental tool. Oh, see, I chewed the end down on that one. Can you see it right there? Mm-hmm. Chewed the end down on that one. Chitlets gum. Oh, this wonderful power bar. It's a fruit-flavored cornflake bar. See, doesn't that sound yummy, everybody? Toilet paper that you would need after eating all this yummy food. And matches that light underwater, like we saw. And this one had Pall Mall. So what you would do is that you would tear this open, boil a canteen cup of water. And we all had canteens and canteen cups because the canteen went in the canteen cup and that went in the pack on your belt. Take the canteen cup out, fill the canteen cup full of water, and then boil the water, and then pour the boiling water into this packet here. And kind of close it up, whoosh it all around, and in a minute, you would have gourmet pork with scalloped potatoes. Gourmet. And like I said, they were brand new. They didn't develop these and put the first ones out until 67. And by 68, when I was there, millions of these were being made. Bear in mind that I'm not only carrying ammunition, 7 days worth of food on resupply day, the very first day, grenades, smoke grenades, but I'm also carrying a Prick 25, PRC 25 radio with 2 extra batteries. The PRC with 1 battery weighed 35 pounds, 38 pounds, and the batteries were 5 pounds apiece. So that's another 50 pounds of weight that I'm carrying. Okay, now let's look at these, Ben. This one, see, C-rations, 2.6 pounds. Can you guys see that? 2.6 pounds. This one, 3/4 of a pound. Now you multiply out 14 meals, morning and night, times 2.6 pounds versus 14 meals, morning and night, times 3/4 of a pound. What the heck do you think I'm going to trade for? I don't want those things. They're too goddamn heavy. I'm carrying a 100-pound pack and I weigh 120. These things are too heavy. I can't carry them. Well, here's what the Army didn't tell us. The reason you were supposed to get 4 days worth of these was that these gave you 1,200 calories per meal, and these gave you 950 calories per meal. And nobody never said that to me. Nobody. So I lived for my entire tour in Vietnam on 950 calories. Double is just under 2,000 calories a day, and humped a 100-pound pack doing it every day. We moved every day from one little hilltop to another. That's what we did. We walked and walked into ambushes. That was our job. I know it sounds like a stupid job, but it was our job, and we did it. And we were good at it. Let's get back to the sugar a la cocoa. So all this barter's going on everywhere. And I could go up to 6 guys and in an instant have all my C-rations traded off for LRRPs. I mean, nobody liked these things, but I could carry them. Then I would start trading for cocoa. See this big one here? It says cocoa. And nobody used creamer substitutes, and nobody used sugar. They just all had coffee. These were men's men, except me. Every night when we stopped, we'd set up a perimeter, and all the gunners were in the perimeter facing out, all our claymore mines facing out. We try to get some little high ground that we could set up on. And then inside of that be a circle. And first platoon is watching this side of the circle. Third platoon's watching this one. Second platoon's watching this one, let's say. So then I would be over here, Sergeant Baldwin and I, first platoon, radioman and his sergeant, third platoon radioman, like that. And we were back in just a little bit from the perimeter. With the LRRPs, what I could do, take my canteen cup full of water, and then I would take and break off a little piece of my brick about the size of my fingernail. Yeah, that's too much. About the size of a marble. Like a marble you'd play marble with. Not a big shooter, but a marble. And then you would get it in a little ball, because it's plastic explosive. It's like clay. And I would pinch off a little bit and come up with this little bump sticking out. And then take a match and light that little bump sticking out. Hold my canteen cup over it, inch or so, and it would go and be gone. And I had a boiling canteen cup of water. It burns at about 1,600 degrees. But because of water, I never melted the canteen cup, see? It wouldn't melt because of dissipating heat. And then I could pour a boiling canteen cup of water in here, and I told you close it up, and a minute later you have gourmet, whatever you're eating. We have to go on a little rabbit trail for just 1 second. You have to understand, nobody wanted to be near me. Nobody. I was persona non grata my entire tour. And being so damn young, I thought they didn't like me. Had nothing to do with that. It was that I was carrying the prime target with an antenna whipping around going, oh, look here. Here's the one you're looking for. Woohoo. And so they all stayed away from me. Nobody got close to me or the other 4 radio men either. My big friend became sugar a la cocoa. And like I said, I could get all the sugar and creamer I wanted. Nobody used that. Very, very few of them. They just drank their coffee black, and that's what they had done their whole lives. And so I could get gobs of sugar. So now I fill my canteen cup one more time. One more time. Pulley. Get boiling water. And then I'd put in a packet of cocoa and 6 sugars and 4 creamers, and stir that all around. And then that was my friend. And me and sugar a la cocoa, I would sit there and sip it. Sometimes put my little finger out. I don't think I ever did that, but I should have. It was, and be thankful for another day. And that happened every morning, every night. I didn't do it in the morning. We didn't have time to do it in the morning, but that was my ritual every night, and that would kind of get me calmed down and settled down and back into the rhythm of what we were doing again. So that's a story that I wanted to tell you guys, because it's a fun story, I think. I am very, very proud of Company A of the 327 101st Airborne, 1968. And the reason I am proud of them and to be part of them is for what we endured. Yeah, we endured a lot. So that's the C-rations and LURPs. LRRPs, I think, is long range. It says something on here. Long range reconnaissance. Here, long range patrol. LRP. Look, yeah, I get it. LRP, long range patrol. That's what we were, long range patrol. Yeah, we just kept patrolling, that's all, for our whole tour. So thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. And you can also watch videos here and here.